Welcome back to Mac Talks Football, and this is part 3 of my preview for Serie 24-25. I've already done part 1 and part 2, in which we have discussed 8 teams, 3 in the first part, which were the newly promoted teams, and in part 2 we discussed 5 other teams. So if you want to have a look at it, you can go and check them out. I will put the links in the description below. In this video we are going to talk about 4 more teams, it being Monza, Genoa, Napoli and Torino. My voice is still not there. I'm still sick, so bear with me on that. There might be some inconsistencies with my voice, so I apologize for that in advance. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. We are going to start with Monza. They finished last season at 12th position, and they had a disastrous end to the season, to be very honest, losing 6 times out of 9 games. That basically ended any hopes or the dreams that fans had for qualifying of Europe or even fighting for the European places. It was not meant to be, and the disappointments of the season ending were not even digested by the fans when the announcement was made that their manager Rafael Pilendo, who has been there for about 2.5 years, he's also set to leave the club. He brought them into Serie, and he has helped them make them a stable Serie A club for the last 2 years. He has been there, so losing him is quite a big loss, especially when you consider the replacement that they have brought in. It's Alessandro Nesta, and to be very honest, I'm not really convinced with this appointment. Nesta was a great player, there is no denying that, but it's usually it's not usually it's not a really a good idea, because the very few great players become good managers. It's they usually don't perform when they are managers, they're not really up to the it. So I'm not convinced with that position. This is going to be his first proper job in Serie A, so I'm really concerned about this appointment. I don't want to jinx it or say anything harsh towards him, but I'm quite surprised that Monza have decided to go with him. They could have gone with any number of people who had experience managing at the top level, but they have taken a punt on Nesta. So let's hope, for their sake and for fans' sake, that they are able to, he is able to perform and keep the side in a good position come the end of the season. But I'm really skeptical about this position, especially when you look at the transfer business that they have done. They have lost both Michel Giroldi and Alessandra Calponi to Juventus and Fiorentina, or on loan with an option to buy. So both of them are quite a big losses. And even in terms of bringing the players in, they have permanently signed Georgios Kairakopoulos, and then they have brought in Omar Forsani and Diego Maldani on a free. So you see the signings that they have made, it's not really looking good at Monza at the moment, to be very honest. They have lost crucial players, they have lost a manager who was very influential, and then the new manager that has come in, it's not really my cup of tea, if you want my decision. And the players that they have brought in, again, I mean, it's not looking good. I think they have been very good since they have come back to Serie, but I think this might be a season that they are going to struggle. This might be a season where they are forced into a relegation battle. And God forbid, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but I might think they are in a real trouble this season. And I'll say this now, I think Nesta is going to be one of the first managers to get sacked across Europe. That I think I said this about Steve Cooper at Leicester, and I'm saying the same thing about Nesta in Serie. I don't think it's the right choice. I think they are gonna regret signing him. I hope I'm wrong, but I don't see it happening. So I'm just gonna leave it here with this prediction. Moving on to the second team, it's Genoa, and I mean, what a season they had. Debut season in the Serie, and to finish it at 11th, it was a spectacular performance by the team and by the manager Alessandro Girondi. He has done a great job at the club. It's his third season, and in his first season, he brought them into the gotten them promotion, and what a performance he has done with the team. I mean, to get a club to 11th position, and like they were never in contention, never in the relegation battle. It's not like there was some like little difference between them and the teams in relegation battle. There was a huge difference of points. The way they played, it was really good to see, and he would hope that his team can carry on the way that they have played last season, and show everybody that last season was not a fluke, and then they can become a stable club, and maybe even try to finish in the upper half of the table. Their transfer business has been really good as well, because they have brought in players that were already here on loan last year. Players like Vitinha, Kobe Di Martin, Thornsbury, and then Emmanuel Buenin, all have come back, and all of them have come back for about 30 million euros, all the four signings permanently. So it's quite a good thing to have them all back, because all of them were so vital for them for in the last season to finish at 11, and to have them back is a big deal. Usually when you have a lot of players coming in, somehow disturbs the dressing room. But because all of these players were already there, they know the club, they know the fans, they know the manager, like they know the structure of the club. So it's a really good and smart thing to do, to bring them all back. So it's a good it's looking really good. They have also brought in two loan signing as well. Piero Gorini and Alessandro Zanoli have both also coming and as in loan with an option to buy. So you know they're thinking that next year also maybe they are going to bring both of them back as well. So it's looking really good. They have lost keeper Joseph Martinez to Inter for 14 million euros, but by bringing in Golini, they have in a way replaced him. So it's not a big deal. Martinez was good, but Golini has come in as a backup, so I think they are sorted with that. So if you look at the way that they have, I'm sorry I keep on doing this, but as I said, I'm still sick. But if you look at in totality, they have basically gotten 6 players, 4 of them permanently, 2 on loan for about 15 million euros. If you count the 14.5 million euros that they get with the sale of Martinez, and they have the same manager, there is stability, the fans are on their side, and I'm going to make this like a prediction, a big prediction in a way, and I think this is going to be the biggest surprise of a prediction that I make in all 5 leagues in Europe that I'm gonna do. I think they are gonna finish in the European places. They are gonna qualify for Europe. I'm quite sure. I think they are gonna be in top 7 in Serie this year. That's how good I think they have been, and I'm taking a punt on them. I think it's good. They are gonna have a great season. With the signings that they have made, with the manager that they have, I think it's going to be a good season for them. I'm willing to make a bold prediction that they are going to finish in Europe. They are going to qualify for the Europa League. So moving on from a team who had a great season to a team who had a disastrous season in Napoli. I mean, they finished 10th last season, and nobody expected that. They went through 3 managers. It was chaos. They started the season with Rudi Garcia, but for some weird and shocking reason, I'm still baffled by this. They sacked him in mid-November. The team was at 4. They were doing really good, but they sacked him. They replaced him with Walter Mazzari, but he himself was sacked in mid-February because the team, of course, they downgraded. The team was in 9th position, and he was not able to get the form back that they had under Garcia. But then they brought in Francesco Cazzola until the end of season as an interim manager, and he brought the team back. They finished 10th. So they had a very weird season last time around. So they would hope that with a new manager coming in, and that manager is Antonio Conte, and I'm like, that is a perfect signing, perfect appointment of a manager, a club that needs stability, a club that needs discipline. Nobody does it better than Conte, and I would hope that the board of directors, the management, the owners, they give Conte a full season. They don't make any more stupid or rash decisions that they did with Rudy Garcia, and they give Conte the free hand. They give him time to build the squad up again, which they really need. And if they want to go back into Europe, the squad is already quite good enough, but they need to have a manager that can now tackle the issues and the problems around the club, and I think Conte is the perfect guy for the job. He has won everything there is to be won. He's quite experienced, so I'm really hopeful that he can turn Napoli around from last season. They can have a good season this time around. In terms of transfer, I mean, the biggest topic in the transfer business is the future of Victor Osimhen. I would be really surprised that if by the end of transfer window he is still at Napoli. I mean, I give it a 98% chance that he will leave Napoli, but as of right now he's still there. There are clubs all over Europe who are interested in him. Chelsea were like the topmost destination that we're looking at. He would go, but they have now brought in Samu Oberdin. That deal is not confirmed till now, but it looks like he's coming from Atletico Madrid. Will they go back for Osimhen now when they have got Oberdin? I really don't know. There are rumors that Arsenal are also interested in signing. They need a striker, but there are no concrete talks yet. Manchester City, they have sold Julian Alvarez, like it's almost a done deal with Atletico Madrid. Maybe they might want to take a punt on him. United wanted and Ivan Toney. They also need a striker. There has been nothing of sorts with Toney. Maybe with Chelsea coming out, United can go in. Atletico were linked as well, but now they have already brought in Solot, and they have already now almost done the deal for Julian Alvarez. So I don't think they are gonna come in. So I would say that I'm sure that he's gonna leave the club, but I am not sure where he will go. As I said, I would be quite surprised if Osimhen is still a Napoli player. If he is, it's a big deal for Napoli. I mean, they have done a great job, but as I said, I would be quite surprised if he's still there. In terms of arrival, they have brought in centre back Alessandro Bergino and Rafa Marin. Bergino coming in for 35 million euros from Torino, and Marin has come from Real Madrid for about 12 million euros. So they have added depth at centre back position. We know Conte likes to play 3 at the back, so he needs good defenders, that can run with the ball, that can make those long passes, that can play from the back. So he's bringing in those type of players, and as I said, I'm really excited for Napoli and to see Napoli play under Conte. And as it's like the perfect appointment. It's what the club needs at the moment right now. And finally, we are going to talk about Torino. And I mean, if anybody wants to see what the word inconsistency means in real life, they should just look at Torino's season last season. I mean, every weekend, every match day, it was like nobody knew what they were going to expect from Torino. They were that inconsistent, and that is why they finished 9th. And unfortunately, that's why their manager Ivan Juric, he had to lose his job at the end of the season. He left by mutual agreement, but I'm like, nobody could blame the owners in this regard. It's not like what happened at Napoli. Torino were all over the place. As I said, they're winning one week, they're drawing, then they're losing. There was no momentum. It was inconsistency at best. They now have a new manager in Paolo Benoli. He did a great job, and Venezia bringing them up to Serie. So now he has like he's managing a bigger club as compared to Venezia. The expectation here are quite different than Venezia. So it's going to be interesting to see what he does. He would also like to add to his credential. Would like to show that he's not like, just able to manage smaller teams and have those small victories and just fight for relegation or get into promotion. He would want to show that he can manage a bigger club where the main thing is to fight for Europe, get into those European places. So it's going to be an interesting season for them in that regard. So I'm really looking forward to them seeing Torino. Their transfer business has not really been that special to talk about, to be very honest. So I'm like, the only thing that is concerning for me is that transfer business. Like, I really don't see any deals that pop up to me that you would want to discuss. So that is one place that is concerning. Apart from that, I think they are gonna be in the same position. They are gonna fight for Europe. They might again finish mid-table, but as of now, right now, it's looking okay. They still have time to go out in the transfer market and buy players, because they have got a good amount from the sale of Brigino for 35 million euros. So it would be interesting to see who they bring in. They have brought in to replace, they have brought in Samuel Coco from Las Palmas. And then they have signed Che Adams as a striker on a free. They have also permanently signed Davon Zapata, who was their top scorer from last season. He was on loan. Now they've signed him permanently. So they have made small signings, but I'm not that impressed with them. Che Adams had scored 18 goals in all competition last season. So it's a good signing, but not signing that like opens like that excites fans in a way. So I think they are gonna be there or thereabouts. They are gonna fight for Europe. Will they qualify for Europe? I'm not just saying it at the moment, to be very honest with you. As I say, there's still time. There's still about 20-25 days to go for the transfer market to see. So we'll see what they do in this time and which player they decide to bring in. So that is it from me in this video. We discussed 4 teams. Tell me what you guys think of my preview of all this team, and let me know what you guys think about the signings that they have made, the managerial changes at different clubs, and what result it's what the impact it's gonna happen at these clubs. Let me know everything in the comment section below. Like the video, share it as well, click on the notification bell, and again subscribe to the channel. Until next time, bye bye.